Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Monday Night Raw review with us, the British Fist.
Ka-ching.
Indeed, I am Mr. Parkin, wearing my England shirt for today. Patriot I am, and this guy sitting next to me, he's bobbling like mad, like one of those Churchill car bobbling dogs. It's NJ.
What's up?
Make sure you go subscribe up above, like this video, and put your comments on this week's Monday Night Raw down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us. Link below.
Yes, indeed. Before we go on to this video, make sure you tune in for SmackDown this Tuesday. Remember, it's on Tuesday. It is a live SmackDown. We have Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry in a steel cage match as our main event. Let's go on to Raw then, shall we? We opened up in this week's show with none other than Roddy Piper in Piper's Pit.
And with this Piper's Pit, again, at first I thought it was a bit slow getting to the point, because I thought he was just going to come in, greet the crowd and call out John Cena, but he did it kind of quite slow, I thought. It was just when Cena came. Again, I didn't think it got much better.
The whole point of this was to talk about how you have Roddy Piper talking about crowd reaction and energy and how it's made stars and stuff, and how Cena's been dealing with the crowd his whole career. There's a little bit of truth in that, you know. So John Cena talks about you can't please anyone, and that's why he's doing this whole rise above hate thing. He cares about what the fans think, but he kind of thinks, you know, all that usual Cena stuff that he goes through. But it's kind of true, isn't it? The guy, you know, Roddy Piper slaps John Cena and he walks off, and I'm thinking, you know, this is why we don't like John Cena's character, because he takes a slap like that and just walks off. He doesn't do anything about it. And this was similar to the whole Rock thing, wasn't it? He just didn't want to do anything about The Rock. That's why his character is just so damn stale at the moment, and everyone doesn't like him.
He gave us the feeling that something was going to happen, because he took off his hat and got ready, but he just ended up just giving Roddy Piper his thing back and just walked out. And I was like, okay, even though the segment weren't the best, you could have still done something more, but obviously Cena's character doesn't allow him to do that. I
usually enjoy Piper's Pit. I don't think this is a bad opener, it's just that I failed to see where it's going with the pay-per-view. I'm just saying, there's no real... doesn't really seem to be any direction on Raw as to what pay-per-view matches we're going to get. We still haven't had any matches announced. It's kind of just like, come on. We need matches announced. We need feuds. We need to know what the company are going to do, because we're 2 weeks in and we still haven't got a clue what they're going to do at the fucking pay-per-view. No matches announced, but they have matches announced on Raw and SmackDown. Just saying.
Disappointing.
Yeah. After that, somewhat decent opener, I guess. But are the boos getting to Cena? That's the main thing. I hope they are. Get the message, brother. We get a Miz and Morrison Falls Count Anywhere match. Well, we had an A-Rise sighting first, which was my mark-up moment of the night.
even though he appeared, we all know it's not really going to lead anywhere, because obviously A-Rise is just not on their list of to-be wrestlers. You know.
Yeah, David Otunga can get promo time. But anyway, Miz versus John Morrison. This was Morrison's last match. We knew that. So Miz comes out and assaults Morrison's knee pre-match. And we have this whole segment where they're trying to make Miz look like a kind of, not a monster, but trying to at least legitimize him in some way, and using the fact that John Morrison is going as part of that. I think it was effective in that sense that he's took out R-Truth, he's now taken out Morrison. They're kind of using that whole, you know, he's kind of on a mean streak at the moment, injuring people that were holding him back. I thought this segment was effective somewhat. I just really want to know what they're doing with Miz now going towards the pay-per-view.
Well, the way I look at this segment is, right, you had Morrison coming down, obviously. When you've heard John Morrison in matches before, you know he doesn't win matches very well. So him going against Miz, someone who's already gradually going up to the main event again, you know this weren't going to win. So going to his legs, taking him out, John Morrison continuing the fight. I guess that shows some of John Morrison's established character.
Yeah.
But again, it didn't really do him justice, because obviously Miz was going to win at the end of the day.
Shame to see him leave?
If it was been booked better, yes, but as his booking went a bit downhill, I just think, to be honest, if they're not going to refix his booking, make him more of a better wrestler, then the best thing is let him go.
That's how I feel. He had potential, but they just didn't book him right. So he gets on the mic. Miz gets on the mic afterwards. He touches this kind of like dark promo saying how, you know, he's the only guy that can make this kind of statement. And I do wonder now who he will go after next. I'm thinking maybe CM Punk, but who really knows? 2 weeks away from TLC, we'll probably find out, hopefully.
Yeah, the way I look at it now, it is kind of coming nearer and nearer time to TLC, and they haven't got any idea of where they're going apart from the proper main event guys. So hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get more matches made.
Barely even that personally. But right, next we get a Divas segment, and thank God that we don't have to talk about this one. Take it away, Tea Time 7 guys. Well, the Divas of Doom were out training today, weren't they, NJ?
It was good to see them, but not needed.
Good to see them. Nice. And Alicia Fox picks up the victory. Oh dear.
All I can say now is next week, put on a better match, and goodbye.
Jeez, thank God those guys got it out of the way for us, because that Divas segment sucked tonight. But anyway, we get the news they're still holding back Brodus Clay's debut, and this kind of disappoints me a little bit. We get John Laurinaitis saying that he's trying to make him angrier because he's a monster. And I'm like, okay.
Following on from the Diva segment, we get this, and I'm thinking, okay, we needed something to get us back to a good mood of things. And hearing that Brodus Clay is not going to make an appearance again, even after the pay-per-view, it still was a bit of a shame, because we just want it to be done over with, so his advertising can be booked properly, and his character can actually start making a move in the WWE.
I do look forward to him debuting, but if they're going to keep putting on like this, goddamn, it's just getting annoying now. I just want to see him. We also get the news that in tonight's main event, if Punk gets disqualified, he'll lose the title. And also, if you search on Google for David Otunga, you'll mainly get stuff on Jennifer Hudson. Found that out from CM Punk. He's been doing a lot of Google searching lately, isn't he?
I guess he doesn't know who David Otunga is. Like, neither do we anymore, because his character's gone from up here in the Nexus quickly down.
He looks like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and he sucks. So why has he got the stupid TLC promo thing? I don't understand that. But anyway, let's just get to our main event. Our main event, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Randy Orton. We've seen this match many times now. But this was interesting. It was the hour main event. We had Wade Barrett on commentary. They're kind of continuing that Randy Orton Barrett storyline on, which is good. Ziggler's changed his theme again.
The theme, again, just like Cody Rhodes, they've changed it. They should have changed it. It just doesn't suit them anymore. And I'm just thinking, they should have left it alone.
Yeah, well, I just hope that they, actually try and go somewhere with his character now. I think this is the right time to do it. They also stabbed this showing off vignette with him as well, which is, I guess, trying to establish part of his character. The match itself, though, 12 minutes. Your typically well-worked Ziggler-Matt Orton match. It wasn't the best match I've seen between the two, but it was decent for an hour main event, and the ending really did please me a lot.
Well, the match itself, I was entertained because Ziggler didn't actually look weak like we've seen in past matches they've had against Orton before.
Burying younger talent.
The thing is, he did look pretty good against Orton, and then we had the Barrett being involved thing, which I thought was good because it's continuing the Barrett and Orton thing, and it gives Ziggler the win, which was, one, maybe unexpected if Barrett weren't there, and two, it was just a good ending, I thought.
It wasn't 100% clean, but this is the kind of win which can really stand out on Dolph Ziggler's resume. Like I say, it wasn't 100% clean, but at least it's a win finally against a guy like Randy Orton, who has always been losing to. So that's good. It also carries on the storyline between Orton and Barrett as well. So I thought this segment was okay. I just wonder what they're going to do with the US Championship now. This is what I really want them to establish. What are we going to get going into TLC? And none of these, even though the segments are interesting, apart from Orton and Barrett, we don't really know what we're going to be getting now. It's just disappointing, but I don't know. We'll leave it. It was an effective segment for what it was. I just have a couple of complaints about the long-term direction of Raw's writing. We then get an unexpected, because he has a match on Tuesday, Daniel Bryan promo. And one thing I'll say about this, did you notice how they edited out his entrance? I wonder why. Is it because in the live crowd, he got no reaction?
Well, when it comes to Daniel Bryan, again, I'm not going to lie, I could say this in the comments below, but I'm not a fan of Daniel Bryan. Him making an appearance, I'll probably be one of the ones who kept quiet about him. And this whole Michael Cole thing, again, who better to give you the push of the face than Michael Cole saying all of his heels are towards you?
Yeah, but that still really didn't get a reaction to it. At least he got some mic time, though. And the reason why I like this segment is because it's hyping up the main event of SmackDown. At least you're trotting Daniel Bryan out there, giving him some fucking mic time, showing him with that Money in the Bank, showing that he can actually cash it in, and they even showed footage of that. I did think Cole dominated the mic a lot. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. It's just that there was not really too much reaction, despite the fact you had probably your best guy for getting heel heat, Michael Cole, out there. That was my problem. But at least it was good hype for SmackDown, though. That was the good thing about this segment.
And the best thing about it is, even after this segment, we get the appearance of Mark Henry.
Motherfucking Henry.
And he puts it straight. He says, I am the one who's going to go into this match with my title on the line, and I am going to defeat you. And I thought that was good, because obviously Daniel Bryan had his say about the match in the ring. Now it's Mark Henry's turn. I liked it.
And Mark Henry is also injured as well, which is interesting going into that match. But we basically, like you said, we get him coming out saying that he's going to defend his championship, be the world's strongest champion. And then Daniel Bryan walks up the ramp, kicks him in the ankle and leaves. A little bit of a pop shot there, wasn't it? But yeah. I'm genuinely looking forward to this match now. I think they did a decent job of hyping it up using this segment while getting Daniel Bryan out there in promo time, which he needs as Money in the Bank winner.
Well, at the minute, just like I'm going to say on SmackDown, it's leaning towards Daniel Bryan actually winning, even though he's going to get big Mark Henry, but he's got Big Show on his side. this match on his side and the briefcase on his side. So there's 3 things going his way.
Yep.
I'm just saying, after this, it's done it's justice for Daniel Bryan. He's had his mic time. He spoke about the match, so that was it.
And we saw Mark Henry too, so that's an overall plus segment for me. Jack Swagger versus Zack Ryder. This was pretty much done to make Zack Ryder look strong. He's probably going to get a US title shot now, isn't he? He's now pretty much over with the crowd. As much as we don't like it as Zack Ryder, not Zack Ryder fans, he's pretty much over now. They may as well give him that US belt.
Well, I look at Zack Ryder now. He's done a lot. He's had his right wins. He's got the push that he deserves. So I'm thinking, why not? Have him go against Ziggler and win. I'm looking forward to it. Let it happen. Get Ziggler moved on to bigger, better things.
Definitely. And have you noticed how, man, Jack Swagger is really turning into a glorified jobber now, isn't he? Once a World Heavyweight Champion, now a jobber.
Well, he's got nothing better to do. Even with Ziggler, it's not doing his career much justice. So I say move on, and they should all go and do different things now.
Ho, 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 ho! I'm Mick Foley dressed as Santa! Yay! Well, all I can say is at least the Mick Foley dressed up as Santa was short. And at least it hyped for SmackDown. If it was somewhat cheesy, but at least it hyped for the show. I did like that about Raw tonight. At least they tried to hype up the SmackDown, to make it seem important.
I look at this, and we're still in November. We haven't talked about Santa already.
It's all over the place.
That's blown this whole having a future Santa near towards Christmas gone, because they've already done it. And also, Mick Foley being it again. He's appeared on Raw twice now. He's going to be on SmackDown. They're really pushing this whole Mick Foley having involvement, so I thought it was okay. One
thing I had about the show tonight is they had no Cody Rhodes and no Sheamus. You know I'm a Cody Rhodes mark, and I do also think they need to feature Sheamus on these go-home shows. One thing I think WWE could have done here is maybe put these two in that match, in the Jack Swagger Zack Ryder match. Just an idea to get them on TV. I do want to see them on TV, and I do realise they're trying to hype up SmackDown, but really, do they want to do that in place of like a Cody Rhodes, Sheamus, something to do with them? I'm just saying, it's just a good thing.
I look at it and think, right, we've had the almost right guys being shown on TV. You've got to save some of the SmackDown for SmackDown. Like, they tried to cram in, like last week's Raw, they tried to cram in too much Raw and SmackDown wrestlers instead of putting some space out to do different shows. So I think we were okay this week.
I wonder how many Raw superstars will be on SmackDown. Just saying. CM Punk versus Del Rio in a WWE Championship match. Now, before we go into this match, do you feel that we don't know what the WWE's plans are? This is a massive problem, but should this match not have been made for TLC? At least we would have had an announced match then. I don't mind, WWE Championships on free TV. It's okay in the right situation, but I'm not really sure what the WWE's plans are, but I really wish this would have been done for the pay-per-view, just so we could have some pay-per-view hype. Because we got no pay-per-view hype tonight.
No.
None.
But the way I look at it is that if they've had a future or possible main event pay-per-view match on Raw, if they're really not going to have CM Punk versus Del Rio on TLC, they've got to hype up another pay-per-view within 2-3 weeks.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think, to be honest, whatever your plans are, make them quick, because obviously you haven't got enough time to hype up everything else.
2 weeks, WWE, come on, give us this. But let's go on to the main event. The main event was okay. I didn't mind the main event too. I mean, we know these two can put on a good TV match. We had Del Rio trying to get DQ'd, and we had Punk doing the Larry cheat me steal thing, where he's lying on the floor after the chair shot. I thought that was hilarious, but at the same time, it's like, I can understand the storytelling there. Del Rio trying to get Punk disqualified, but really was it needed? Especially if you're going to have it end 1, 2, 3 with a GTS on the damn exposed turnbuckle, which is also an illegal move.
Well, the way I look at it is that they did it right, I think. They had Del Rio trying by the cheatest way out the match to get his point across, to get him the championship. You had Punk winning it overall, because obviously Punk's not going to be one of those ones who have a short title reign again. So I think they've done this match the correct way. At
least they've kept the title on CM Punk. I just wonder what they're going to do now going into the pay-per-view, because this seems like the rematch that should have been at the pay-per-view in a TLC or something like that. I don't know. I do wonder where they're going to go with this. Despite it being a good main event, it's just, I don't know. I have doubts about this. I'm just saying. Raw's long-term right at the moment is fucking terrible, and I understand they got injuries and stuff, and they got to rewrite some shit. But come on, WWE. I'm just saying.
The main question at the end of this Raw is SmackDown or the next week's Raw going to give us hype for TLC? We've just not really had it on this week's show, which we were expected, because it's the second week after the pay-per-view now, the right time to give us it to it, and we've got nothing.
And the thing is, it wasn't even a bad show. I thought the show was okay. It had some entertaining segments, some segments which were done right, in my opinion. It's just that there's no long-term direction, and there's no fight for the pay-per-view, which is now going to be, after this, only 2 weeks away. Some of the segments were good. The main event was good. The hour main event was good. The opener was somewhat decent. There was some good stuff done in there. At least we got some hype for SmackDown. Daniel Bryan on there as well. So it was a decent show. It's just that I don't know where they're going, and it's kind of like they're just putting this together piece by piece, and we're not getting anything long term towards the pay-per-view. And that is my biggest gripe about Raw at the moment. It's really clusterfucked in that sense. They can't just have one long term direction and do it like that.
My thoughts on Raw. Okay, well, I don't know. It's just the slow start. Pilot Pit used to be good, but I just thought it kind of lacked the interest in this week's. Then it went on to the rest of the show, and I just think it didn't really pick up. Yes, you got Morrison's final match done over with, and the Miz after their friendship thing, it did lead to an okay match. Then the rest of the show, the Ziggler match, I'm glad Ziggler got the win now, because Ziggler's now going to be pushing to the main event. It all depends now on what's going to happen between now and TLC for the rest that have had these wins in this show.
True. Grade then?
Grade, it'll probably get a C, C+.
Yeah, I was thinking B minus, C+. The show entertained me, I guess, but from a booking, pay-per-view, long-term standpoint, it kind of sucked. But, you know, I don't know, I'll take what I've got. An entertaining Raw, we don't get them very often nowadays, so I'll take it for what I've got. So, you've heard the thoughts and most of the British Fist on this week's edition of Monday Night Raw. Get your thoughts on this show down in the comment section below, and make sure you check out tomorrow where we'll be doing the SmackDown review, of course. NJ, do what you do best and end the show.
That has been it from the British Fist, which is Mr. Parkin,
Yay.
and me, NJ.
Woohoo.
Yay. And all I can say now, people, is goodbye.